Well, good morning, everybody, and happy Saturday, everyone. Just glad to see you connecting with us on a summer Saturday. That is definitely a commitment, and I appreciate it. And I know that the next few hours are going to be incredibly beneficial to you all. So I want to welcome you, especially those of you, if it's your first time, throw a one on the chat, say, I am here for the first time. This is my first experience with Mannatech. We want to know that. We want to know who you are. And I want to thank Tim for such an amazing introduction, and certainly Mr. Landon Frederick, Chief Sales and Marketing Officer, and just bringing back the vision, mission, and values of the company, which we have to keep always in front of us because that's kind of our North Star for where we're going from 2021 and beyond. So folks, today is another Empowered 2021 event, one that we're going to be doing every 90 days. It's a commitment we've made on this side and the corporate side to continue to support you and empower you with the right tools, with the right language, with the right vision, with the right cause, so that you can go out there and really make a difference in your communities, in your states, in your country, in the world. Because at the end of the day, this is all about making a difference. It's all about living a life of significance, so that when we talk about that dash between the day you were born and the day you died, in that dash, what did you do? What did you do to make this world a better place? What did you do to leave everyone better than you found them? That's kind of one of our principles, actually, besides our value. One of our principles is always going to be, we're going to leave you better than we found you, and your experience with Mannatech would be an amazing experience. So today, you're going to learn a lot of techniques. You're going to learn a lot of mechanics. You're going to learn a lot of verbiage, scripting. You're going to learn about the funnel, which is amazing. It's taken a long time for us to get to the place we had a simple and automated process to take you through that whole process of events that happen between a cold contact out there to becoming somebody who's going to be in your life for a very long time. I've been in this industry 41 years. And many of the people that I started with 41 years ago are still in my life, even though I did not know them before this amazing industry came into my life. So 41 years of having some incredible relationships, 41 years of, if you call it success, success is a collection of beautiful relationships, and that's what this industry has afforded me outside of the lifestyle, the health, and other things that have been amazing benefits to me for being part of this industry, and hope that it is also going to be for you as well. But today, what I wanted to start with, and it's fitting that we do this right at the very beginning of the session, because there's really two things that I want you to be really aware of as you go down this journey. Number one, it's going to be your beliefs. You know, years ago, my mentor of over 20-some years, Mr. Bill Britt, taught me something fundamental. He said, Al, motivation is needs, or you could call it the dream, multiplied by beliefs equals motivation. And motivation is action with a motive, right? Your reason to go out there and do something more than you would normally do. Like being on this event today is doing something more than the average person is willing to do. And yeah, I know you've heard this. If you do enough of the things that other people don't want to do and won't do, one day you will live like they can't. And that's kind of what we want to be able to do, but we want to bring as many of them with us as well on this journey. This is not a selfish exercise. This is really an exercise of where enough people, when you can help enough people get what they want, make their dreams come true, then your dream will come true automatically. So that's what we're going to be doing and we're going to be talking about today. But in that belief, one of the core beliefs that you got to have, there's 4 beliefs, but one of the core fundamental beliefs is a belief in this industry. So I'm going to take you through a little bit of a journey through what's happened in this industry over the last, we've been around over 100 years as an industry. As a company, we've been around for 25 years. But in that 100 years, there's many things that have happened. And sometimes you wonder, are we still relevant today? Especially in a post-pandemic era, are we still relevant as a channel of distribution? Network marketing is a channel of distribution. I would even call it an industry. It's a channel of distribution. It's doing business in a very different way, but it's a way that now is more mainstream than ever. 41 years ago, the idea of having something shipped to your house was foreign to people. Why would I want my toothpaste shipped to my house if I can just go to the store and buy it? But today we know that's all changed. So what we've been doing for over 100 years has now become the norm, which is exciting. It's exciting, and it should be part of your core belief in the industry is still very relevant today. So we're going to go through that. I'm going to go through some macroeconomic trends that are working in your favor right now. Because see, we always say this is the right time to do this. You know, everybody gets on stage and we get all pumped up and go, this is the right time, it's the right time, the right people, the right opportunity. We say it, we say it, we say it. But today I'm going to put some facts together that I've been working on over the last few weeks to really show you why intellectually, logically, this is the right time for you to be in business for yourself, to be in an online business, in a wellness industry. There's never been a better time than right now. And there's things happening in the economy today, in the macroeconomy, that are playing in our favor, and I want to bring that out because when you have that strong belief that you are in the right industry and it's the right time, it makes it easier then to have the belief in Mannatech itself, having the belief in your team, having the belief in yourself, those sets of beliefs: industry, company, the team, you. Now, the rest of the day, the team is going to be talking to you. We have over 16 people that are going to be talking to you over the next few hours, and that's your team. That's the people that are here for you. They're part of your community. They're people that are pulling for you. They're people that are cheering for you, and people that want to collaborate with you to make this journey even better for you. You know, there is those questions you ask yourself: can I do this? You know, and who's going to help me? And well, guess what? Today you're going to see those people. You're going to see the team, and I think your belief in the team is going to grow as well. So if we can grow your belief in the industry, if we can grow your belief in Mannatech, if we can grow your belief on a team that you have around you that supports you, and then we can then raise your belief, because if they can do it, you can do it. So that's what we're going to work on today. That's what most events is about, is raising that level of belief. So without no further ado, let me kind of walk you through some information that I believe is going to help you raise your belief on what's happening in industry. So first of all, let's talk about total sales in the direct selling channel in 2020. Now, you know, 2020 was a tough year. I mean, 97,000 businesses, very well-known businesses, went out of business and will never come back in business again. Hundreds of thousands of businesses throughout United States, Canada, struggling in a post-pandemic years, but not the direct selling channel. Actually, the direct selling channel had its best growth year in probably the last 10 years. So retail sales in the direct selling channel grew by almost 14% year over year. We crossed over the $40 billion threshold, which is something that is historic. I mean, we've never been at that kind of level. So there is a reason why that's happening. And isn't it great you are part of an industry that is actually growing? Your number of direct sellers also grew. I'll talk about that in a minute. And the number of customers also grew, all double digits. You'll see the numbers. So $40 billion in sales, 7.7 million people. These are US numbers only. The Canadian numbers just got published, so we'll probably talk about them in another time. And then we had 41.6 million people in the United States who are either preferred customers or discount buyers within the direct selling channel. Folks, those are amazing stats, and I hope that it enhances and grows your belief in the relevance of the channel today. Now, I'm going to give a quick poll to all of you. Just want you to think about it for a second. How does U.S. direct sales growth in 2020 compare to the overall U.S. retail growth? So U.S. retail is everybody else. It's all the brick and mortar. It's all the Targets and the Walmarts and all those people. How did they grow in 2020? Do you think direct sales was higher? Do you think direct sales was lower? Do you think direct sales grew at the same pace as those companies? Let's find out. Well, actually, direct sales was almost 4 times. Actually, it was 4 times greater growth, 400% more growth than the normal retail sales. Folks, this is unprecedented. For our channel to be growing 400% faster than the normal direct sale, the normal retail channel is amazing, and it speaks volumes in terms of what's going on in the world today and the future of commerce as we go. Now, you will notice that actually e-commerce grew 31.8%. Now, that number is also important because, guess what? We're part of the e-commerce ecosystem as well, because most of the companies in direct sales are e-commerce companies. I know certainly that Mannatech is an e-commerce platform, a wellness e-commerce platform. So folks, I hope you are cheering and applauding because you are part of this growth and you're part of this phenomenon that is going on as we speak. So now, if you want to look then at the categories within direct sales, now you can see if you look at 2020, that chart is much higher than everything else we've seen, at least up to 2015, right? But what category actually grew the fastest and the biggest? Wellness, folks. Wellness grew 18%. Wellness grew 18%. The total channel grew 13.9%, but wellness grew at 18%. Folks, at Mannatech, you are part of that wellness category. So that's us. That's what we did in 2020. Now, Mannatech didn't grow 18%, but we're part of that number that makes up that 18%. So there's definitely something happening in the wellness category you need to be aware of. Now, the number of direct sellers in the US, now we're going to talk about US right now because those are the numbers I have, and I apologize to my Canadian friends and everybody else, but we'll have your numbers as well, and your numbers are just as impressive, by the way. I got a peek at it when it was still unofficial, and the numbers in Canada were, I think, almost superior to the ones in the US, but I will confirm that. But let's look at the number of direct sellers in the US, 7.7 million direct sellers during 2020, a growth of 13.2%. 6.8 million are part-time, and 0.9, almost a million people are full-time. So folks, why is that important? Because you know what? 7.7 million people are not wrong. They're not just doing it under duress. They're doing it because they see the opportunity, which means that there's people out there who are not part of that 7.7 million that could be a part of that 7.7 million. So I think that our opportunity to attract people into this channel is as good as it's ever been. So folks, Don't let CNN and all the other news channels bias you to think that, oh my God, the world is going to end. Something bad is about to happen. No. Actually, I'm here to tell you, and I'll stand on this, that good things are ahead of us, and I'm going to have the numbers to show you, to prove you that. So don't buy into the scarcity, buy into the abundance that is coming to you and I over the next 12 to 18 months, folks. Now, if you look at our Salesforce, you know, we talk a lot about diversity. There's never been a more diverse channel than the direct sales channel. This is a channel that's it's an opportunity for everyone. I love the first stat, which is 75% of the people in the channel are women. We are a woman empowerment channel, folks. And I am proud of all the women out there who are trailblazing in this industry and showing that there is no ceiling. There is no fictitious glass ceiling in the direct selling channel. We are just an equal opportunity. Okay? So great. Congratulations, ladies. You are now 75% of the total population of direct sellers in the USA. If you look at ages, you will notice that 24 to 25% is in between 35 and 54. 35 to 54. Then we have a very strong 18% at 55 to 64, and we have a very strong 10% at 65 and over. So age is not an issue here, okay? And I think this channel has become more and more an opportunity for folks in their retirement years to be able to compensate for an unfunded retirement, folks. And then we have those under 25, that 6% group. And folks, we have some things through the influencer programs we're going to be putting in place over the next 12 months, where we think we're going to be attracting a big slice of that population as well, because they are open to being in business for themselves, but on their own terms. And we have to meet them where they are, and that's something we're going to be working on. Also, from an ethnicity, I'm glad to report that 22% of that sales force is Hispanic. And I know that Mannatech is working really hard to also make sure that we can attract the Hispanic ethnicity as well. Now, Americans are looking for an entrepreneurial opportunity. I would say, in my 41 years in the industry, I've never seen more people open to being in business for themselves as I've seen in the last couple of years. 77% of people in the US are prospective entrepreneurs. They're people who said in surveys, this is a DSA Ipsos consumer attitude and entrepreneurship study that was done in March of 2020, and clearly it said 77% of the people out there, right? So that's 3 out of 4 people out there are open to a business opportunity if someone would just have the courage and the desire and the, to go out and talk to these people. The interest is higher, by the way. 88% of millennials are interested in entrepreneurial opportunities, and 90% of Gen Zs, that's your children, folks, 91% of Gen Zs are looking for entrepreneurial opportunities. Folks, this is good news this morning to know that. Actually, there was just a press release done in March of 2020, and it says a significant number of Americans are interested in flexible entrepreneurial opportunities. New study also reveals new insights into direct selling as a valued channel for independent work and the sharp local consumer experience. When you work with a direct seller, usually you're working with a local business, and we all want to support our local businesses. Now, Forbes came out with something not long ago that said 79 million people will open a home-based business in the next 5 years. Folks, that's pretty powerful. That's pretty strong. We also know that 53 million of Americans are involved in the gig economy, which you've heard a lot about. So folks, all of this is distilling down to saying that basically it is a wider, more fertile field out there of people who want to be involved in a business of their own. What we need to be able to show them is how, in 3 clicks and $49, they can be in business for themselves in 26 markets. And that's the Mannatech opportunity, folks. 3 clicks and $49, you are in business in 26 markets for $49.99. Folks, this message needs to be told. This message needs to be passed on to everybody out there. Now, when you look at direct sales within the gig economy ecosystem, these are the reasons why we believe that the direct sales is the ultimate gig opportunity. Now, it was the original gig opportunity. It's also the ultimate gig opportunity. So direct selling is a great opportunity because of moderate startup cost compared to the alternatives. So if you look at what you would have to do as a realtor, if you were going to drive a Lyft or Uber or do Airbnb or start a franchise, folks, those costs can run anywhere from $500 to $1 million. The average startup in a direct sales company is $82. And as you know, I just told you in Mannatech, for $49.99 in 3 clicks, you can be in business in 26 countries. Have your own wellness e-commerce business in 26 countries for $49.99. I know I'm repeating this because you know what? It's through repetition we learn this language. This needs to roll out of your tongue. I mean, just like very easy, okay? Now, the other concept, so on one side is what's the investment. On the other side, what is the risk? What is the risk? Well, in direct selling, with a 99% buyback, which is according to the DSA's Code of Ethics, direct selling is the lowest risk opportunity compared to all the alternative opportunities. Folks, you don't go to the bank and borrow $1 million to start a franchise and go back 6 months later and go, you know what, it didn't work, can I have my money back? No, that's not how that works. In our business, anything that you invested into your business is refundable up to 90%. Actually, at Mannatech, it's refunded 100%. If this was not the right thing for you, then guess what? We want to leave you always better than we found them. And the last thing we want is for you to walk away and say, I lost $49.99. Even that, you don't have to lose. Okay, folks? So we are the lowest cost of entry. We're the lowest risk opportunity today in this ecosystem of opportunity. So now, let's talk messaging to potential entrepreneurs. So through the analysis that was done by DSA Ipsos, this was the 4 messages that had the greatest reach. Low risk, plus low startup cost, enabled to define your own success, work with a trustworthy company, Mannatech, 25 years, publicly traded, money in the bank, solvent, very trustworthy company that has proven itself in 25 years. When you add those 4 messages, you will reach about 84% of the people because these messages resonate. Low risk, low startup cost, enable me to define my own success, work with a trustworthy company. Those things are things that are very attractive to people out there, and this is a message that will resonate. Now let's talk a little bit about the future of direct selling. Well, the future of direct selling, as it was explained by the outgoing DSA chairman, Ryan Napierski, the CEO of Nu Skin, and the incoming chairman of the DSA, Mr. Kevin Guest from USANA, both of them said the same thing: customer obsession. Immersing our company fiber into the digital consumer world. Social and digital commerce is a key to our customer obsession. It is our obligation to own the service relationship of the customer for our distributors. Folks, we are going to be customer obsessed. That's goal number one. Now that we are turning into a customer-only operation, but we know that our customers, and I would probably redefine it as our consumers, because you are our consumers, our customers are consumers. Anybody who's consuming Mannatech product, we want to make sure that they get the best experience ever, because residual customers then can create ongoing passive income for a long time. Residual customers can create ongoing passive incomes. There is no ongoing passive incomes if there's no residual customers. And our job as the company, corporately, is to make sure your customers have the absolute best experience, and that's through our digital, the digital conduit to taking orders or to getting signed up in a business. All those things we are working, and the rest of the industry are working really hard to make sure that it's the best experience possible. Customer obsession. I started 2020 saying we are going to be customer obsessed. And I think to the point where maybe some of you did not understand what I meant by that, because you thought, oh my God, what about us, the distributors? Actually, it's working for you, the distributors, our associates, the people who are marketing arm. That's you. We're not trying to replace you. We're just trying to support you in making sure that your customers, the ones that you work so hard to bring in to consume with us, that they will consume with us for the rest of their lives, because we want that experience to be so amazing. So customer obsessed. The other thing is innovation. The future of direct selling is innovation, right? And consumer empowerment, because, you know, the whole channel actually exists because in 1939, right, a company out of Michigan, actually out of California, I believe, Dr. Rainborg started a company called Nutrilite, and they were going to market for the first time commercially vitamins, which the word vitamins did not even exist in a dictionary. So folks, you got to understand, our channel is suited for these amazing discoveries that need to find their way into the marketplace. Now, I know today they track, people put all kinds of things through this channel, and it works. I see real estate is working really well in our channel these days. So I know that it does work. Services work well as well. But it's always been about the innovation side of our entry point. It's an amazing discovery. Think about, Mannatech. Amazing discovery needs to find its way into the marketplace. Direct selling is the best channel for getting there. And also today, not only we need to be innovative in the product side, and you're going to be seeing some really cool stuff coming out between now and Manifest. You're going to hear about a lot of things that are cooking right now that we're very excited about from an innovation point of view. But it's also innovation in the side of micro-entrepreneurship, because that has really now a new meaning in the Western culture, the Western consumer culture. So how do we support micro-entrepreneurship through innovation? And that's going to be something we're going to be working on as well. So folks, the bottom line here is direct selling has proven to be incredibly resilient in times of chaos, in times of uncertainty. Direct selling has been resilient. Your business has been resilient, okay? So if you look at, as we look through the last, since May of 2013 to right now, how many people are positive about the channel versus people that are negative about the channel? You can see that number is as high as it's been for a long time. And the number of people who are negative has actually come down as our reputation improves, as our code of ethic is being implemented and enforced. We're seeing an improvement on the perception of people out there, and that's very positive for you. And that's also being driven by the digital transformation as well. So takeaway, digital transformation is a high priority for DSA companies. That's the future of direct selling, and Mannatech is going to be, we're going to be heavy into the digital transformation. Social media is the #1 digital promotional tool used by DSA companies. And folks, you know, we hired Lindsay Tompkin, and we've been doing these Saturday social selling, and now it's going to be Wednesday social selling. Folks, we're all over it. We're moving you into the digital space. If anything, if that's all you learned is how to operate in a digital space, I am telling you, that will be something that will stay with you for a very long time. Virtual meetings and online training is rising in importance. So you've seen that. This is an example of that. And mobile commerce, digital payments, customer centricity are major priorities for full deployment and integration are far from common. So the companies who adapt, the companies who change, and when you change with us, folks, that will ensure our resiliency into the next 25 years. So digital tool adoption, right? You're gonna be hearing a lot about some new amazing tools that we have. First, we started with a funnel, but we got a couple other things coming that's gonna be very, very interesting for you. A desire for supplemental income, the micro opportunity that helps people earn supplemental income will have a big impact on our success and growth. And the consumer trends like wellness. In a post-pandemic world, I think that people will have the motivation to get in better shape. This will attract those people to our health and wellness products. Folks, that's the future of direct selling. Now, after taking you through this, I hope that this was helpful to understand and believe in the channel. The other thing I want to spend a few minutes on is the macroeconomic trends that was shared to us by Oxford Economics, which is it's a global forecasting and quantitative analysis company, and they predict what the future is going to be. So let's dive into it, because, folks, opportunity is meeting the future where it's knowing where it's going and meeting it there. It's not being behind the future, not being too far ahead of the future. You want to meet it where that meeting point is the opportunity. So let's talk about it. Preparation meets timing and opportunity. So the spring bloom will give way to a summer boom. Folks, we're about to go into a summer boom. We've seen the economy recovering over the last few months, but this is the bloom that will be the boom, the summer boom. So why is that important to you? Because there is going to be more business being done. There's going to be more money being spent. So that's an opportunity for you and I to make sure our products are part of people's buying over the next few months, over the next few years. The U.S. is on track for a major recovery. These are the numbers, folks. In every segment, we're seeing this recovery happening. So, folks, get ready for the recovery. Put yourself in position to be in the flow of that recovery. Don't be one of those people who just sat back and now you're going to wonder what happened. Some people make it happen. Some people watch it happen, and some people wonder what happened. Well, don't be the wonder what happened, people. I'm telling you right now, strong business formation as a lasting trend. More new businesses are coming, 45%, higher than pre-COVID. Folks, there's more businesses being formed, and we already talked about that. Jobs are recovering as well. We're seeing a recovery in jobs, which is also very interesting, right? So, as people have jobs, because remember, we are a supplemental income. Just having a job doesn't mean that you are making enough to live the life of your dreams, right? So we're still a supplemental income, but it's much easier when people have a job already and they can build this at leisure, unstressed, and that's when you get the most success. So jobs are recovering and accelerating. However, all of this is going to create another situation. It's called inflation. Now, I'll tell you right now, inflation is your friend. If you are building your business, inflation is your friend. One, because that means people understand the limitation of their incomes. So the need for supplemental income even grows higher in times of higher inflation, folks. They're feeling it at the gas pump. They're feeling it. Lumber is more expensive than ever. Homes are becoming more expensive. People have more needs to make more money right now than ever before, and that's only going to accelerate as we go, right? So with higher inflation, right, because of an imbalance in supply and demand and so on, I don't want to get into all these economic terms, but this summer you're going to see an uncomfortable summer inflation. All right, so we need to be ready for that. We need to be talking to people about ways that they can supplement their incomes in order to beat inflation, okay? Now, this is the last thing I'm going to talk about before we go into a final conclusion. Over the last 18 months, there's been an excess in saving and deposit globally, meaning people have saved more money than they used to. One, because they were stuck at home and they couldn't go out and spend it anyways, but two, because people were, in uncertain times, people are going to kind of hold back. And then there was this influx of all this, this money that was being put into the economy, trillions of dollars being put into the economy, but people did not, those stimulus checks did not get spent. They were saved. So in the US alone, almost 12% of GDP, which is $2.3 trillion of excess savings above and beyond the normal savings. Folks, this is money that's going to be available to go back into the economy over the next 12 to 18 months. Folks, you need to be in the flow. You need to be in the flow of the money. You need to be in business. You need to be selling something to somebody, because people are going to be spending money, and they're going to be spending money on wellness, by the way, at an accelerated rate more than ever. So if you look at how people spent their stimulus check, right? They spent about 25% of it. They saved about 42% of it, and they paid down debt with 34% of it. So there was about 76% of those stimulus checks got used to lower down debt and to go into saving. And folks, this money, this 2.3 trillion just in the US alone, is about to go into the economy. So, a record-breaking year. Outlook has brightened. Broad-based, robust growth, with US set to perform especially strongly. Near-term downside risk mainly related to the pandemic and high inflation, but inflation is your friend, understand that. Bigger excess savings could supercharge the recovery further ahead, okay? Got it? And industrial activity is likely to lead the recovery, with supply gradually adjusting to strong demand. And post-pandemic, you will see more online activity, more remote work, higher productivity, and more business dynamism. All right, so folks, all this to say, there's never been a better time to build your business than right now. And I could have just said that, but I've spent the last 20, maybe 25 minutes explaining to you why now is a better time than ever. If you're just joining us in business, congratulations, you made the right choice. Find out everything you know you need to find out to get this thing ready, this rocket ship is ready to go up, okay? And for those of you who've been around, folks, you've heard us say this before. We say it every time. This time we mean it. Never been a better time, a better business, a better group of people, a better environment to actually excel in your Mannatech business. The rest of the day we're going to spend telling you how to do it, but I hope that this set up why you want to do it. So guys, it's been a pleasure talking to you on a Saturday morning. I wish you the best for the next few hours. Take a lot of notes, get ready, and let's make this the best year yet. Folks, between now and December, we are going to break a record number of new presidentials. We know it. It's happening already. So folks, let's get ready. Let's get this rocket ship to take off. We love you. Have a great Saturday training. Empower 2021, folks. That's what we're all about. We love you. Bye-bye.